Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video on my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over an NBA game for Thursday, June 16th, 2022. I'm going to show you highlights of each side, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And I wish you guys the best of luck on all your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the game. What we're going to be looking at is Game 6 for the NBA Finals, Warriors versus the Celtics in Boston. This has been one challenging NBA Finals for me this year. This isn't my first NBA Finals publicly. This isn't my second NBA Finals publicly. This is my third NBA Finals publicly, and I must tell you, last year I didn't have a real problem at all. Year prior to that, when they were in the bubble, I didn't really have a problem at all. But for some reason, this year has been giving me some trouble. And last year I picked all NBA playoff games, every single one of them. The year prior to that, I picked all NBA playoff games, every single one of them. This year I've picked all NBA playoff games, every single one of them. But for some reason, I'm just getting tripped up here in the final few games of the NBA Finals. Just how it goes. You know, you can't win them all. Can't be perfect all the time. It would be weird if you were. It'd be fun. But definitely weird because it's not a normal thing. It'd be abnormal to be that perfect. But hopefully you guys are doing much better than I am. I know a lot of you are probably hoping for Warriors in 6. I know a lot of you got some futures on that, some bets, Warriors in 6. I think I might go the other route and just burn the boat down or just burn it all to the ground. Like, I have nothing to lose at this point. I've already done bad for this year in the NBA Finals. I've already done bad. So for me to go ahead and pick the underdog. Actually, you know what? Celtics aren't the underdog, are they? No, Boston 4-0. I don't like that. But I'm going to shoot for a Game 7. I'm taking Celtics either way in Game 6. I can care less. I'm doing what they call burning it to the ground. So I figured if there is a Game 7, I might as well just pick it in Game 6. I'll pick Celtics Game 6 to force a Game 7 on, which is going to be Sunday, which is Father's Day, June 19th. I wouldn't be surprised to see a basketball game being played on Sunday. And it could be for the Warriors on Sunday to pick up their 7th, I think it's their 7th NBA Finals title. And it could come in a Game 7. But I'm picking Celtics in Game 6 either way. I can care less if I'm wrong or not. It's not going to hurt me any. I've already been wrong enough in this period. So I'm burning it to the ground. It doesn't matter for me anymore. I'm just burning it to the ground. But if Celtics do win Game 6 and there is a Game 7, Game 7 would be the redemption game for me. Game 7 would allow me to end it off on a good note. However, if there is not a Game 7 and Warriors go ahead and close it out in Game 6 in Boston, well, what do I care? I've already lost the finals anyway. But a Game 7 would put some redemption in my back pocket. All right, enough of that jibba-jabba. Let's go ahead and get into the numbers. I'm just letting you know where my head's at. I'm going to go over both sides for these games. Obviously, I'm going to go over both sides like I always do, and it's going to be up to you, the viewer, to decide which side you like. If you're a follower of mine on Patreon, you don't always have to agree the side that I pick. Yes, if you look at my record, you know, for the last 2 years, I've picked over, 3,000 games, 8+ different sports leagues. Yes, I have a winning percentage overall. But I get stuff wrong all the time, too. So, am I going to be right more often than not? Possibly. But I'm going to have my moments where I just suck shit. And so, you as a viewer on Patreon or YouTube, wherever, just know that, yeah, my record's good, but It's not perfect. It's far from perfect. So you need to come to your own conclusion on top of the conclusion I come to as well. And you don't always have to side with me. It's why I set it up this way. I show you both sides. You can see the one side, see the other side, and just whatever makes sense to you, you can ride with it regardless of what I'm doing. But let's get into it. Game 6. So we're going to start with the home team. First, on this side of the screen is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar. And then on this side of the screen is what I call my game numbers specific to the game. The way that I have it structured is I keep track of home team win-loss records up top here. So this will be the 87th NBA playoff game this season. And yes, I have made a pick on all 86 so far. This will be my 87th pick. I've made every single pick on the NBA playoffs, win or lose. It's just the only way to prove your work, you know. If you're going to cherry pick, it doesn't help to prove your work. But if you pick every single game on the board and live with the results that you have, that's going to prove your work a lot more than walking on eggshells. Warriors and Celtics. Celtics can make home teams 53-34 with the win, or Warriors can make home teams 52-35 with the win. Series, this is where the series is at. Warriors can end this series 4-2 like 42, or Celtics can tie the series 3-3 to force a game 7. I'm going to take a game 7 blindly. I can give two shits if I win or lose. If I do win, it sets me up for the redemption. If I lose, what do I care anyway? I've already burnt it to the ground. Bottom here is the home team, their season record, home record, postseason record all time as a team, their coach's record, and then their record this season post, but for only this season. And then up top here is the road team, obviously, their season record, their road record, their postseason record as a team, coach's record right here, and then their postseason record as a team for this season in particular. In the middle is the all-time head-to-head between the two teams, as well as for postseason, as well as for this season in particular. All right, so let's start with the Celtics. If the Celtics were going to win this game, I'm going to show you some numbers. And then if Warriors are going to win this game, I'm going to show you some numbers. So let's start with the Celtics. For the Celtics to win this game, I'm going to point towards the Hebrew count. Well, first of all, if Celtics are going to win this game, like I've already said, I'm just going to blindly pick them regardless of the numbers. I'm gunning for the game 7, hopefully for some redemption. But Celtics, they can sit on 40 losses for the season with a win. 40 losses for the season with the win. This is the 17th day of the 3rd month on the Hebrew religious calendar, like 173, the 40th prime number. 173 is just a reflection of 371. This is the Warriors' postseason, 371st postseason game all time as a team. It's a day with 159 date numerology on the Hebrew religious, the 17th day of the 3rd month. And Celtics can become 15-9, like 159, for a playoff record this season with the win, as they sit on 40 losses with the win. This is game 6, emphasis on 6. This could be when Celtics get their 66th win for the season in game 6 for a nice little 666 tribute. And at the same time, Warriors would get their 36th loss for this season. 6 times 6 sums to 36. On the Hebrew civil side of the calendar, there's 166 date numerology. And then, of course, this is June 16th, written 16/6, like 166. And Warriors can get their 166th postseason loss all time as a team. Today is a day with 64 date numerology on the Gregorian. 64 sums to 157 and 49. Celtics can get their 227th all-time head-to-head win against Warriors, the 49th prime number, as Warriors become 15-7, like 157, for a playoff record this season with a loss. 44 date numerology on the Gregorian. Celtics can even the score 4-4, like 44, against the Warriors for the season with a win. And so those are the numbers that I would contribute towards the Celtics winning this game. For the Warriors to close out the NBA Finals and to win 4-2, these are the numbers I would point to. Warriors, they can sit on 35 losses for the season with a win, as they pick up their 149th all-time head-to-head win against the Celtics. 149 is the 34th the 35th prime number, Celtics would get their 41st loss for the season, 41 written out, sums to 35. Celtics would fall 3-5, like 35 head-to-head against the Warriors for the season with the loss. And Warriors would give home teams their 35th loss for the playoffs this season to go with. Pretty straightforward. Today does have 166 date numerology on the Hebrew Civil. It is June 16th, written 1/16/6. And instead of Warriors getting their 166th postseason loss all time as a team, they can simply become 16-6 for the postseason this season with a win. And then the 69, though, kind of throws me a little bit. I'm not sure why the 69. Maybe it could be a 49 connection. One thing I do know is that if I write out the number 88, 88 sums to 69. And if Celtics can force a game 7, it'll be the 88th NBA playoff game in game 7. And that could be a good time for the Warriors to get their 69th win for the season, to win the NBA Finals in the 88th playoff game for the season. 88 sums to 69. It will be a game 7 when the Warriors pick up their 7th championship as a team. That's what I'm thinking, and I'm rolling with it. But Warriors could just go ahead and end it in at game 6. It doesn't have to go to a game 7. There's numbers here for it, like the 166, the 35 pattern, 149, the 3-5, 5-3, the 41. Celtics would become 14-10 for a postseason record this year with a loss, or with this season with a loss, 14-10, which kind of looks like a 141. Today with 28 date numerology on the Gregorian, 28 sums to 141. It also sums to 51, and this is the Warriors' 51st road game. And so that's what I would contribute to both sides here. Like I've already said, I personally am burning this to the ground. I've done horribly for the NBA playoffs. Well, not for the overall playoffs, but for the NBA Finals specifically. For whatever reason, I did just fine last year. For whatever reason, I did just fine the year prior. But for this year, my NBA Finals record stinks. Blah, 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 blah. But Celtics win game 6. I could probably redeem myself in game 7. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for Warriors to drop the ball here and force a game 7. But there are numbers for Warriors to win this game as well. They don't have to lose. They can win it in 6 games. They can win the series 4-2. You know, they sit on that 35, that 149. They fall 3-5. They give home teams the 35th loss. Celtics get the 41st loss, 41. Sums to 35. They become 14-10, like 141. Plenty of numbers there for it. So use your guys' best judgment. See both sides that I'm showing you. You know, see the Celtics side that I'm showing you. See the Warriors side that I'm showing you. Understand my bias of sucking shit this year in the NBA Finals, so I'm burning it to the ground. You don't have to follow me. You don't have to burn it to the ground with me. But that's what I'm doing. I'm burning it to the ground in hopes that I have redemption in game 7 if there is a game 7. But outside of that, use your own decode if you have one. Add to it. Just help you get started on one if you don't have one. But just critically think about what it is that you want to do, regardless of what everyone else is doing and what makes the most sense to you. I wish you guys the best of luck on your pick. I hope you win all the money in the world. And I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you in the next video.